Here's a play that comes to us from college, University of Mass, Dartmouth, specifically an unusual pitching delivery, hidden ball trick, right? We're going to figure out if this is legal or illegal, or actually, you're going to figure it out. We're going to give you all the rules that you need to figure this one out, but we want you to work through it. That's why we made it a case play. But first, here is the full speed look at this unusual play. Okay, a lot to digest here, and we're going to get to it. But first, here are the various rules that we're going to use. It's all on our website at closecallsports.com if you want to look at it. The official baseball rules, that's professional baseball, MLB, MILB rules are 307A, 507A1, 602A10, 602B, 604C, and definition of terms fielder. The college rules, NC2A, because this is from college, are 91A. They are 91D, 515A, and 229. We added a few extra high school rules in there, which are NFHS 213, 612, and 642D. Let's get to all of these, what these mean. Now, we're going to show you this again in slow motion, but I'm going to give you sort of something to look for here. What I want you to look for is see how many times the pitcher's hands, which start together, come apart, and see how many times they come back together, come apart, etc. Try to figure out, not that it's legal or illegal, just try to figure out how many times that happens. Here's the slow motion. Okay, there you have it. As a sidebar, really quickly, because this only applies to professional baseball, MLB, minor league baseball, etc. OBR 307A states that no fielder, including the pitcher, may use any glove with a Pantone color set that's lighter than the 14 series. What that means in layman's terms is it can't be a light color. And this is a multi-tone glove. The crotch of the glove, the webbing of the glove here is a very light yellow color. In my opinion, I have the swatches, but I don't have the access to this glove. It might be lighter than the 14 series, which means it would be an illegal glove and you'd have to remove it from play if you are a minor or major league umpire or playing under that rule set. College and high school does not have this rule. It just, for those levels, you just can't have a gray or a white glove. Let's move on, shall we? We'll go rule by rule and figure out whether you believe that this is a legal or illegal play. The first thing I want you to know as well is he's not pitching from set position. So all the rules about set position, he has to come to a stop because there's a runner on base, doesn't apply. This is not set position, this is wind-up position. He starts like this, not like this. And the feet match this as well. So we're in wind-up position, so we're going to talk about the play using wind-up position terminology as well. The first rule that we want to talk about is 507A1 for professional. The NC2A college equivalent is 91A for wind-up position. From this position, any natural movement associated with his delivery of the ball to the batter commits him to the pitch without interruption or alteration. Did he interrupt or alter his delivery in any way? And this is really tough to do with a sample size of one pitch. If he pitches like this every single time, he has not altered his motion. But if he does not pitch like this every single time, if he pitches, with the ball in his pitching hand the entire time, like most pitchers do, and this is just a trick that he's doing as a one-off, then he has violated this rule. So I sort of made that determination for you because we don't have the sample size that's required to make a determination as to whether he violated this rule or not. If he does it every single time, he's okay, but if he doesn't do this every single time, it's illegal based on that and that alone. And again, the penalty for an illegal pitch versus a balk, with an illegal pitch, that means that there are no runners on base. You add a ball to the count unless the batter gets a hit or something like that. If it's a balk, that means that there are runners on base when this happens. You just advance the runners 90 feet, unless, again, the batter does something like hits a home run. So let's talk about OBR 602A10, which states that the pitcher, after coming to a legal pitching position, removes one hand from the ball other than in an actual pitch or in throwing to a base. And that's why I wanted you to look at the slow-mo and I wanted you to count how many times this happens. And did you get 3? Because I got 3. Number 1 is right here. Comes out, puts the hands behind the back. Behind the back, they meet again. That's where he transfers the ball from the throwing hand to the glove hand. The finger will trap the ball between the finger and the glove. So the finger steals the ball here, and this hand becomes free without anything. So that's number 2 of coming together. Then he brings them back to in front of his body, and he sort of hides it down here and puts this hand up here and sort of, hey, there's no ball in there. And then it comes together because you need to do the load. You need to transfer it one more time. And so he transfers it, sort of camouflaging it so the batter doesn't see it, but he transfers it, and he loads it onto this pitching hand. That's number 3 of coming together, and then he throws it home. So 3 times. You usually don't have 3 times. Even Hideo Nomo, who had a really extended delivery, really unusual. If you look at Nomo's delivery, he never breaks his hands until he's actually throwing to home plate. Here, this guy's 3 times, Nomo once. There's your difference. So your question is that illegal? And that's for you to decide how you want to interpret that. If you say it's illegal, you know what the penalties are based on whether they're runners or not. But if you say it's legal, let's continue and talk about more rules that could be violated. And it's really one more rule that I want to talk about, which is Rule 604C for professional baseball. And for college, that rule is 515A3. College is called game misconduct because I guess they look at hockey. The rule states, no fielder shall take a position in the batter's line of vision and with deliberate unsportsmanlike intent act in a manner to distract the batter. And I know what you're going to say if you've seen our video on this before. You're going to say that applies to middle infielders and not pitchers. To which I say, continue reading the rule book. Go to the very end of the book for pro ball, OBR definition of terms, or NC2A, go back to your definitions. And the definition in NC2A is 229, and it states that a fielder is any defensive player. And if you need further clarification, take a look at NFHS, the high school rule 213, which states a fielder is any one of the 9 players of the defensive team. So that includes the pitcher. So even though it's not a middle infielder doing jumping jacks behind second base, the pitcher, notwithstanding any other rules that we talked about, just the unsportsmanlike conduct rule for a second here. I'm okay with the pitcher until he brings his pitching hand and does this sort of thing that, in my opinion, distracts, or it's actually a misdirection because he doesn't want the guy to see this. He specifically wants him to go here instead of going to the ball under the finger of the gloved hand. So he's doing a misdirection here, and in my opinion, this makes it unsportsmanlike. And that means that you could have a violation of that. Again, I don't want to make your call for you. I'm giving you what my call is. But if your interpretation is this is unsportsmanlike, that you need to address that, if nothing else. I think that there might be a situation where if you feel that this is an illegal pitch, that you can call the illegal pitch or balk, depending if there's runners or not, before you even get to the issue of whether this is unsportsmanlike or not. But your mileage may vary. This is a case play. How would you call this play? Is this legal? Is this not legal? We went through the rules. If you think that this is legal, let us know. Tell us why. If you think that this is illegal, tell us which rule or rules you believe have been violated. Again, the entire rules library with the entire text of every rule and every level is on our website at closecallsports.com. Visit us on Twitter and Facebook at Umpire Ejections. We will see you on the site for these types of plays because it's kind of fun. If it's illegal or if it's legal, either way, it's fun to talk about. We'll see you on the site.